It's a wonderful morning to you all. Like we said some minutes ago, say we will come back with Engineer Debo, with Sophia Debo, man, we sabi as far as property matter is concerned. Now you don't bale gidigba, you don't land bangba. And you got the business matter on top which you will start last week, that is on top the NHF. So therefore, so join me together with a round of applause. Slimmy, as we welcome. Ogadebo.
Thank you very much.
Ogadebo.
So we are welcoming with beats today.
Ogadebo.
As I see Chief this morning, I know say music day, but
Always, no, that
now one ancient.
If you go sing for you now, go just bless. That's me land. I be house for Makoko.
Makoko.
I go collect.
Or Monkey Village.
I go collect. How far is too far?
How far is too far?
No very far. I be landlord for Abuja.
That's interesting. Good morning, our viewers. I want to trust that you've been benefiting from this segment, Property Matter. It's been like, how many weeks now? It's been like
weeks or months?
Over 2 months now, right? We are like in our 3rd month now, and I want to believe that it's been worth your time, okay? Slimity,
yes,
how are you
very well,
this morning?
Looking,
I mean, can't you see that Slimity is looking...
Changed and dapper than do. That one considering then. It wasn't
Hey,
long club. You
are turning up.
Because of the whole lot.
You carry me go lucky. You looking back like
I don't know what Chief is.
I don't know why he was saying. How did you?
So thank you very much for joining us. Today we'll continue what we started last week, talking about how you can use NHF, National Housing Fund loan, to acquire your first property. That's what we started last week. So we'll continue on it. Okay. I know that it was a very interesting one last week. Everybody wanted to know. Yeah. Everybody wanted to
have one
question on the other.
Everybody is interested.
Yeah. People want to acquire their houses with as much as possible. That's good. So just to recap or summarize so that people that were not there last week. By the way, if you've missed any of our episodes, I encourage you get on YouTube and check out WAP TV, Property Matter. That's where to just get busy with a whole lot of episodes so you can catch up, okay? So we talked about what NHF is. Last week, we explained that NHF is National Housing Fund. And that is a contributory fund. Yep. Okay, it's a contributory fund. So you contribute to it, and being a contributor, you are then entitled to loan from it also. You are paid interest on your contribution, and you also pay interest on the loan that you get. Yes. Of course, you have to be a Nigerian. It's for Nigerians, and you must be 18 years and above. Okay? You must have gainful employment, a proven source of regular income. Now, it doesn't have to be, you feel be person will be say, now you they work for yourself, or you feel they work for somebody where then they pay you. But the thing where matter be say, you must get work for hand where they give you regular money. Because it's important that they are able to decide how much your income is. Okay. That is one of the ways they would be able to know how much you can qualify for. We also mentioned that the loan is in like 3 categories. You have 5 million, 10 million, 50 million. 50 million is the highest that you can get, okay? Depending on, and the tenor, it depends on how far away you are from 60. Okay. But the maximum of 30 years. So no matter how, if you are 20 years old and you got NHF loan, you can't get more than 30 years, even though you have 40 years before you become 60. 30 years is the maximum tenure they can grant, okay? What else did we discuss last week, just to bring people up to speed? I think, so if you have any question, you can use the money, okay, to buy property, to renovate a property, or to build on a land that you already have. You must already have that land, okay, before you apply for NHF. Now, today we'll start with how to apply. How to apply.
Because on that how to apply, I think I'm already penning questions down. I'm already foreseeing issues of red tapeism, that is a bureaucracy, because many persons might actually want to get this thing,
But it may be difficult.
The fear of red tapeism, everybody will begin to this government thing. before you submit
Bureaucracy
this-
and all.
Bureaucracy, because last week you made us realize that you have to submit. If you submit, it will take you 1 year or maybe 6 months
And you
before
must
you
have been
officially
yes.
officially 6 months, but in the real practice 1 year. A person wey get land now, be wey you don see where you wan buy. You as a property expert, you and me know say nobody
Will the
go
person
give you.
wait for that
that
long?
long.
Wey buyer yapa,
Shey.
yaski. Say person go wait for 1 year. Say make person come dey do rubbercy until
Or
you
because
do
say you wan
money.
collect loan.
Or say,
Okay, so Chief just mentioned one major drawback of NHF. But this is what I tell people. I say that drawback exists to discourage a lot of people. But if you know how to go around that drawback, you will still get NHF. And I encourage a lot of people to seize the opportunity, because it's just something that is, it's so good, you shouldn't let it just go away. If you're a Nigerian, it's an opportunity that you should seek. I know it will be difficult. A number of even organizations who deduct people's money don't remit. So meaning that those people are not contributing as far as NHF is concerned, And so they will never really be able to apply until they regularize that contributory part of it, okay? So, and then even when you remit, you do all of that, to apply, to get the property, like Chief said, to get the property that will have the patience that it takes NHF to come round is always a challenge. And because, yes, they will tell you, ordinarily NHF processing shouldn't be more than a few months thereabout. But in practice, I will tell you for a fact that it takes, in some cases, over a year, if not a lot of cases. That's true. That's true. Yeah, but this is how to mitigate. So how do you apply? To apply, you have to contact people they call, or institutions that are called mortgage loan originators.
Mortgage loan.
They are usually your mortgage banks. And if you remember last week, I gave every listener an assignment. And some people
I told
actually
them to
contacted
check
me.
around, yeah.
1 or 2 people contacted me on WhatsApp to say, hey, how do I take the first step? Like I said last week on tape, go out there. In fact, go to Google. It was Chief that even mentioned Google is your friend.
online,
Go online and search for the mortgage banks in my area, whichever area you are, Ibadan, Oyo State, Osun State, Kebbi, Nasarawa, Enugu, anywhere.
Oyo.
Ọ̀yọ́.
Oyo Ayomole.
Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin, not Ayọ̀mọ́lẹ̀.
Okay, sorry.
Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin, Ọ̀dàbọ̀.
Okay.
No say Ayọ̀mọ́lẹ̀. If you no call Ọ̀yọ́, the state in Nigeria never complain.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on
According
your
to
own.
Chief.
On your own. If you no
Ọ̀yọ́
call
own.
Ọ̀yọ́, on your own.
Okay
If you
then.
no call Ọ̀yọ́.
So we are learning. So, search out mortgage banks that are in your environment and go engage them. How do you engage them? Now, it's very important that you engage them, because it's not all the mortgage banks that are really attuned with processing NHF, what it requires to process NHF, or that even see it as something they do. They don't have, maybe their interest is not there, their core competence is not there, or, things like that. So some are very strong with processing NHF. Some have other things that they are busy doing and would rather not bother about processing NHF like that, okay? So you need to sit your mortgage bank down, okay? Sit your mortgage banker down and ask them, you are interested in NHF, can you open your contributing account with them? Number 1. Number 2, do they process NHF loan for people? If they say yes, let them give you references, people that they've processed for in the recent time. Probably what they are currently processing. How long does it take them? Or ask, okay, which properties are these people buying? How did they get the properties for them? Ask all of these questions, because that would help you take a decision as to which of the mortgage banks you engage that you'll be going with, okay? So settle in for the one that you are convinced has the experience and is conversant and current with what it takes to process NHF. You even open your account with them.
You even ask us, say, make we ask them, say, which one they don't do before.
Yes, exactly. Currently and all of that. So open your account with them. Note that it will take you 6 months to run your account before you can apply
Apply.
for NHF. Yes, that's what is statutory, that's what is in the books, okay? If you engage your mortgage bankers, they may have other interesting, offers for you regarding that, but that's what is in the books. 6 months before you can apply. And why is that so? You see, for every loan, the interest of the person giving you the loan is that the loan comes back. So from day one, when we were in the bank, they taught us 5 C's of credit. Okay, 5 C's of credit. One of it is capacity, and it's very, very important, because if somebody has the credibility and all of that to pay as collateral and all, but does not have capacity to pay, it's a problem. And one of the ways you prove capacity is that somebody is able to meet your repayment terms on a monthly basis. If somebody does not develop the habit of saving consistently, they may find paying mortgage consistently a major problem. Repaying back on mortgage. Because, I mean, you can imagine where you have to pay something for 10 years, 20 years. And from our own experience, dealing with instrumental payment transactions, if you watched our episode on that, land with instrumental payment transaction, you know we did that. Like I told our viewers, we get a lot of defaults. People default a lot because they just get tired.
Yeah.
I mean, you say they should pay for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. I even have, I see some who say 5 years and 6 years and all. People just get tired. They do it for a few months and they're just tired. Now, what is this that I'm paying? Please. Some of them will excuse themselves by saying that, okay, there's one money I'm expecting in December. When that money comes, I will clear these things. So they will just stop paying. And I mean, if you don't have that consistency, it will be difficult to then repay a mortgage for 10 years, for 20 years. You may default, and it will mean that they would have to start repossessing the house, foreclosing on the house, and things like that. Okay? So they want to put you in that line, in that mood of repayment. That's why they expect you to make contribution consistently for 6 months. Also because they want you to have a skin in the game. You shouldn't be drawing from a pool of funds that you've not put money into. Okay? So that's why that's 6 months. So note it, 6 months, because some people will tell you, and I see some banks do this, and they think that they are smart, but a number of times they pay for it dearly, because the people they are teaching to inculcate that habit also turn on them to now play tricks on them. They do this. They will tell you, okay, well, this is what you should be doing monthly. Just bring the 6 months.
At
You know,
once.
just bring the 6 months at once. We'll open the account for you, and you can start applying for stuff because you already have 6 months' money. The person can go and borrow all of that together, you know, and put it there. He has not shown that he has developed the ability, the habit to be contributing monthly. Okay? So, I mean, you see cooperatives.
Yeah.
The standard rule, for example, I know of Lagos. In cooperatives in Lagos, for you to get loan from a cooperative, you should have been a member for a minimum of about 6 months. Okay? What they are trying to prove is that you've developed the habit of saving.
Yeah. You've been consistent.
So that when they give you money, you will not also default or run away. So you get your mortgage institution, mortgage loan originator, sign up with them, contribute for 6 months. Then this is the trick. And this is where I would start to share some things that would help you. So I need you to listen attentively. Ordinarily, it will be difficult for you to get a property that the seller will be ready to wait for the length of time processing NHF takes to be paid. It will be difficult. Okay? And that's why a lot of people have always had challenges doing it. And it's also difficult for a bank. The truth of it is, the way Nigeria is, it's also difficult for a bank to help you process a loan that they know you are going to be repaying for a property that you want to just build. You know, they will be taking on construction risk, which sometimes they don't want to, because between giving you the money or building it for you, getting a contractor, a lot of risk exists. And the house may never get built, meanwhile the loan has been incurred. Now, if the loan has been incurred and the house is not built, it means the collateral is already damaged. Because the property is supposed to be the collateral. Okay? Or they say renovation. Are they sure that you are not just refinancing? Do you understand? So that's why, even though NHF is ordinarily available for you to build on your land, for you to renovate on existing property, or for you to buy a new property, a lot of banks will prefer the option of using it to buy a new property. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you very much. We need to go on this short break. Property Matter will be right back.
The best investment on earth is earth.
The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land, make a person...
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture and you go like make the world sabi your level? Come advertise with us on top Property Matter wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday from 8:15 to 9 a.m.
For advert placement and sponsorship, make una call Stella Maris on top 070 3914 5229. Rebecca 070 6969 1950.
Yes, if you just dey tune in, na WAP TV they watch, and na Property Matter na we dey do, and na NHF na we dey talk about. Oh yeah, Oga, they teach us how to apply.
We talk about 5 C's.
When you say NHF, I didn't say they talk of something else. Okay. So we're talking about how to apply. So you apply, they are more comfortable. Mortgage banks or your mortgage loan originator, from experience, are more comfortable with when you want to use it to acquire a property. Now, you can imagine having to go talk to a seller, a property seller, to say, I want to buy your property. I'm interested in your property. He says the property is 15 million. You say, okay, no problem. Please, I want to process loan with my bank. Normally, they don't have a problem with that because they know that if you actually have done your own work, processing a regular mortgage loan, okay, may not take more than a month or so, which is still, something they can live with. But even at that, they will tell you that it's first come, first serve. While you are processing, if another person comes with his own cash, they will not say no. So you can imagine if you already have that threat for a 30 or a 60-day transaction, as compared to NHF that we say sometimes exceeds a year. So a lot of people have gotten offer letters, okay? They've started the process of, selling, but they can't get the property again when their money is supposedly ready because the developer or the seller has sold. Or they even told them outright, hey, when we get any buyer, we are going to let you know we've gotten a buyer so that you can know that this transaction is off it. Because the offer letter would have stated the validity, of that offer. And Federal Mortgage Bank ordinarily, they are the administrators. That's one other thing we talked about last week. They are the administrators. They use the mortgage banks or the mortgage loan originators to administer this process. But they are the ones that are at the end of affairs regarding it, okay? So they ordinarily wouldn't want offer letters that are time-stamped. They want offer letters that are open-ended because they know it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And they might have started the process, and by the time they get back to you, the offer is gone. It will just be a case of going back and forth. So what normally you should do, or what experienced mortgage loan originators or mortgage bank does, is that they actually collaborate with a property seller or a developer who would open up his project to this kind of scheme. So they will go around, talk to people who are interested and qualify for NHF, or prepare them for the qualification of NHF, and also would have spoken to the developer that, hey, what we are doing will take so time. So say, for example, a developer has a property he wants to sell for, say, 25 million naira. Let's just use that as an example so that you get precisely what we are saying. So a developer has something he wants to sell for 25 million naira. The mortgage bank will partner with the developer, go around looking for people who can ordinarily qualify for 15 million naira, at least from NHF, from judging by, from what they earn Okay? And they have maybe good number of years to pay, from 10 years or whatever. But whatever number of years they have to pay, they can qualify for 15 million. And they are also interested in buying this property, and they can afford the other 10 million on their own. So the developer ordinarily may say, pay 20% down payment or 10% down payment. So let's go with 20% down payment. So the developer expects you to pay 5 million naira, meaning that you put 5 million naira down, there's another 5 million naira to be paid, and there is a 15 million naira they would help you, the mortgage bank will help you process. Now, the developer would agree with you and the bank that you spread the remaining 5 million naira for a period of time, say for like 12 months. Whilst the bank also will start off the processing of your 15 million naira immediately, knowing that that one may not kick in until after 12 months. So you drop your initial 5 million, which is 20%. You are paying your other 5 million over 12 months, which by the end of 12 months, you will have paid the developer 10 million. And they would start the processing of your 15 million immediately, such that by the time you finish paying the 5 million, you just almost continue to pay as if you are servicing mortgage. You've already started servicing the 15 million that will come in, or that has come in, or that will come in at the end of that 12 months. So the developer gets 10 million in 12 months, but gets the 15 million as soon as it is processed. Maybe it gives a tolerance level of about 2 years for that, between when it starts and when it gets the money. They go into that kind of arrangement. So you are supposed to look out for such developers or such mortgage banks that have this kind of arrangement in place, properties that you would like to buy in places that meets or matches what it is that you desire. Either you are buying the property for investment, you analyze the investment returns you get, or you are buying it for occupation, so you start to analyze it as regards the suitability for your own occupation or use. You understand? That is one of the easiest ways to be able to latch on to this NHF loan and get it. If you want to, get it by just looking into, maybe online property search engines or property adverts to see properties that are available and the one that is your choice, or you tell agents, I'm looking for property, and when they get property, you go and meet your bank, you say, hey, I've seen a property, I want NHF loan to be able to buy it. It doesn't work that way.
I think we have to hold a bit there so that we can open the phone lines. Participatory show, Naibi, you go talk your own.
I said the numbers have been on since.
Participatory show, Naibi, you go talk your own. We self go talk our own, so that two of us go cooperate. Make sure say the soup sweet for chopri. Oh yeah, God, Debo.
The food sweet for chopri.
Yes, as always, sorry sir, please cue the volume on your TV set so that we'll get as many calls as we can, okay? Because now the cocoa be that communication, and when we hear you and if you hear us back for Inside Studio. So as they try call us, we'll appeal to you to help us reduce your volume and then contribute on what Engineer Debo talk this morning. So please continue.
Thank you very much. So, what are the documents that will be required of you when you apply? We've discussed how to apply and the strategy that you can use.
We have Taufik.
We have Taufik from
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing, Taufik?
Oga Taufik.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
All right, so you get question or contributions. Which of them?
I get question.
All right, go on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I want to ask what your organization do for somebody that's doing the poultry business. He's already on the poultry business. He has building, he has everything, he has backyard. Are you going to give somebody
I'm sure
are you going to give what?
that poultry business?
Sorry, we didn't get you. Can you come again?
Hello?
Can you come again?
Take the
Repeat your
question
question.
again.
We didn't get you. Taufik.
I think.
Okay, I think maybe you just try and call us back.
I feel he thinks you're a financial house
Loan.
giving out loans.
Oh,
Said he has
okay.
a
He
poultry
has a
business.
poultry
and
business.
Okay,
all
probably he wasn't listening to us.
Yes,
But
yes.
I was beginning to wonder,
Then how to get NHF loan
for
So
your
if
first
you-
property.
so if
Okay,
you-
so Taufik, we are talking about property matter, and we are talking about
How you fit get house and your own
house
land.
of your own and all. And today we've talked about so many things, okay? But today we are talking about a particular loan that is available for Nigerians by the Nigerian government, National Housing Fund, and how people can tap into it to get their first property. It's not for business, okay? This is not a business loan. I'm sure there are other provisions for that. You can continue
Yeah.
to watch.
Watch
and
on
listen.
Monday. You go hear money matter. You go know how you
That was
get
a
it.
no
there
be loan.
there are
You go,
provisions
but you
for that.
definitely hear how to
Yeah.
get a loan from
Exactly.
Hello,
that.
famous.
Famous, how you doing?
Right, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So you get
I'm
question or
watching you.
contributions to make.
I'm watching you right now.
Thank you. We dey hear from you too.
Okay.
All right.
I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you
you
very
so
much,
much.
famous.
Famous, thank you.
Okay. I want to ask the engineer some questions.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
There is this property that my husband is trying to acquire.
Okay.
And the property is worth about 10.5 million.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to find out because the person that is handling the property, the financial home that is trying to, the bank,
Okay.
he couldn't meet, the financial home couldn't meet up, so he has to give the contract to another another organization that is in charge of that same issue. So the person now went and collected about 2 million naira from his own wherever, I don't know. So he's now saying we have to pay the equity. Equity is about 2 million naira, and he's insisting that it should be for 2 years. So I don't know if the NHF cannot give the whole of the 10.5.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much, Madam Famous. I'm struggling to understand your question, but I think it boils down to your husband wants to get probably some financing to buy a property of 10.5 million, and they are asking him to put down contribution, right? His own equity. Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll answer the question. So like we said last week, okay, any loan at all is standard practice that whoever the borrower, should have a skin in the game. Okay? A skin in the game by way of having his own equity contribution. Because if they give all the money, they are not sure that you would come back or you will be eager to repay.
Yeah.
And if you don't repay, they end up with the property. Don't forget that, yes, the property is collateral in the case of NHF. But you see, their desire is not to have properties. Their desire is to give loan to enable people get properties, and they pay back the loan. Okay, liquidity is very important. But if they end up with properties, it will affect their liquidity to be able to do that business. So any loan, ordinarily, they would ask the borrower to pay equity. So I won't say that. I mean, I would doubt if any financial institution will want to fund any loan 100%. However, for NHF, the federal government, through the Federal Mortgage Bank, reviewed the NHF equity contribution some time ago, about 2 years ago or so. And what did they do? They I think about a year thereabout ago. What do they said that, okay, for people doing 5 million naira, they don't have to put down any equity again.
Okay, we have Mahuta.
And people doing 10 million naira would have to put down, I think, 10% equity. People doing 15 million naira will have to put 20% equity. Okay?
Mahuta, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Ma. It's Ma. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, fine.
Okay, go on with your question or contributions, please.
All right. I have a question, please, for the person presenting.
Okay, please
Thank
go
you.
on.
Malta is calling
Yes.
from where?
Sokoto.
Please, my question is, I'm a federal government worker.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So I have my payslip. On my payslip here, there is NHF deduction. Which
Okay.
is about 2,559 naira 72 kobo. So please, what I want to know is, like me now that I have not applied for any of their loan, how do I get my money back when I retire? Does that mean I don't have anything?
Okay, thank you very much, Malta. Please, I need you to do us a favor, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, you repeat that your NHF contribution again, please.
My contribution is 2,559 naira 72 kobo.
559 naira
72 kobo.
72 kobo. That's
Yes, 559 naira 72 kobo.
Is that in a month or in a year?
In a month, monthly,
In a month. You are level what
72 kobo.
officer, ma?
Huh?
You are a level what officer?
I'm grade level 7, step 4, working with Usman Danfodio University Teaching Hospital.
Level 7, step 4. Okay. I just wanted people to have an idea of what the contribution is. I will answer your question. So you can see a level 7, step 4 in the educational
Health sector.
Health sector. Okay. Our contribution monthly is 2,500, and like I told you, it's like 2.5%. It's like 2.5% of our basic pay.
Yeah.
Okay, of our basic pay. That's what she's contributing. So just to let you know that, hey, it's not something that will be strenuous.
Yes.
It's not something that is supposed to be painful for you. Okay. Now, this is probably what she's contributing now, but not what she was contributing when she started. Okay, as your salary increases, that now to Madam Matta, right?
Mautta, you're right.
Mauta's question. You will get your money back, oh. You get your money back once you retire or by the age of 60. Okay? You will write Federal Mortgage Bank, okay, and send in your details. Also, before you retire, I encourage people, look out in Sokoto there. Federal Mortgage Bank should have a branch.
Okay.
Go there and try to get your statement of accounts so that you even know your Federal Mortgage account number itself. You have your statement of account as proof of your contribution beyond just that you are contributing. Okay? And then, from time and again, once in a year, twice in a year, just go and check what your balance is, just so that you are sure that the remittance is being done as expected. Once you retire, you'll be required, ask them for all the things you would be required to bring. I think your retirement letter and all of those confirmation, you bring it, you send it to them, asking for your account to be closed and for your money to be paid to you. They will pay your money with the interest that has accrued over time, but you must have retired and be 60 and above before you can get that. I hope we've been able to answer that question.
Ladies, the women are interested.
Zainab, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Okay,
Hi,
Zainab.
Okay, from
Hello,
Castina.
I need advice.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Property I see in Castina.
Okay.
It's 3 rooms. That is room and parlor and 1 room.
Okay.
The room and parlor have toilet, everything. They now tell me 1.5. Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
They now tell me 1.5. I said, may they collect have like 1 million, so that after 2 months, I'll pay back the remaining 500,000. They say no, they will not collect. Now I want to add your advice now. The 1 million I have in my hand cash now, can I be able to buy land and build my own, or to buy property is more better than to build?
Okay. Zainab, 1.5 is to buy the 3 rooms now, Abi?
Okay, did
Is
you
it
get
3
it?
rooms?
You said,
Or
was it 3 rooms you said, Zainab?
Yes.
3 rooms, yes.
3 rooms and a sitting room?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they are
For
selling it for
1.5.
1.5.
Yes.
Please, can you move that property to Lagos?
Wait.
Zainab. We would like to buy like 1,000 of it.
1,000
That's
pieces
so-
of it.
I'm just joking, Zainab.
She should be sure.
Now, you see, Zainab, you've asked a very important question, and I think we are going to actually have an episode
Okay.
talking about, should I buy or should I build? Which one is better? Okay?
Yes.
And I must say here that there is, depending on your peculiarities, it may be better for you to buy or better for you to build. Okay, so I will just state 1 or 2 things, and then you will still have to answer that question. Do you know anything about building? Do you have time to supervise construction? Do you have strong tastes that you cannot compromise? You just want to have it in your house. Do you think that this is probably the last house you will probably be able to build or buy? If you answer yes to all of these questions, 4 questions, I would say, well, consider building yourself, because then you will get to save money, because that's the challenge. People say they will save money by building themselves, but I'm in this business and I do it. That's what I sleep and wake up doing. I can tell you that over a large percentage, don't let me put a figure to it, but a large percentage of the people who set out to build because they want to save money actually end up spending much more money because they don't know anything about building. I mean, and they don't even know the process to go through. And the little things that they are supposed to even do to guide them, they won't do it because they think they are cutting costs.
They are trying to cost.
And at the end of the day, they will just be swindled or lose more money than they desire. But if you are buying a property, you see exactly what you are buying. If that's the price they are selling it for everybody, it means that probably that's the market price. If you have and can negotiate your payment terms with them, like you said, you have 1 million now, and you can spread the other whatever.
500.
If you can negotiate your terms with them, I would say go ahead. Even if they are not collecting, they want to collect their 1.5 outright immediately, but you have 1 million now, I'm sure you will be able to get a bank that will give you 500 that you can then negotiate with the bank how you will repay. And you pay and you move into the house, you already own it. You are saving yourself rent.
I'm telling you, that's somebody's rent in Lagos.
Yeah, that rent, you're going to be using it to pay back your 500 and then the property becomes yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are things that you may want to consider, Zainab, to decide whether you should buy that property or you should go and buy land. Because I'm sure you are thinking, how much will I buy land? Maybe in Katsina, maybe you will be able to get a fantastic plot of land for like 150,000 or 200.
Some people will
but let me tell you something. You buy the land, you have to do your title, perfect your title if it doesn't have title. You have to do your building plan. You draw, you get an architect to draw something. You do the approval, okay? And then you now move to site to start to build, okay? And you buy materials, you supervise, you do all of that. I mean, you don't know, so there are so many challenges. If you buy the land wrongly, that may be the end. You may have to buy another land, So, Zainab, you have those things to think about to make up your mind. I hope we've been able to assist you with that, okay? That's a very interesting one. Now, like I said, we actually have an episode where we will deal with these things and how to guide people.
I think another one I want us to pen down to, very important from what you've been saying since, the issue of developers. Many a time in Lagos, we've seen where developers actually come and they tell you, don't worry, I'll take your house for 10 years. They will pull it down, build a massive structure, and truly, they will hand it over to you after 10 years. While some, they have to end up in court. I feel Developer Matter is a very good one. What is really the meaning of developer coming to take your house, and what are the pros and cons that is attached to it?
Noted, Chief Olodo. Like I said, Chief Olodo is in a very strange mood this morning. It's a blend of traditional and sophisticated.
It's called Western Afroculture, like Afrobeat. The fella way.
Okay then, so we go back to what we were discussing. Where were we? I think now we will talk about the necessary documents that will be required, okay, for you to be able to apply for this loan. When you apply for NHF loan, offer letter is important from the seller giving to you that this is how much they are offering the property to you. Title documents. The property must have title documents, okay? Confirmed title, perfected title document, verifiable, what they call bankable title documents that can be verified of the property, okay? Building plan approval. The property must have all the necessary regulatory approvals required for it to have been built. Must have it in place, okay? Your pay slip, so as to show evidence of your pay, like 3 months pay slip and things like that. Evidence of the fact that you are contributing to NHF is also required, Of course, your application form is required. The fact that you are paying tax is also required. You want to know that you are a taxpayer,
Okay.
Okay?
Good Nigerian.
You know, those are some of the documents that you'll be expected to submit, okay, in applying for this
Areas that we
NHF.
still have to continue
As
on
it
this.
is, it's as if we still
We
have to continue.
But it started on.
next-
You said we're supposed to treat 5 C's, and we didn't.
No,
do
I
so.
didn't treat 5 C's. I didn't want to treat 5 C's.
talking
I
about
just talked
stopped
about
it
one
again.
of the C's.
Okay.
How
Oh,
to
I thought
actually
I was
get
interested in the
The
other
5
C's.
C's.
Yes.
I feel like saying the
I mean, what?
cooperative or somebody. You know, I've
I
said it
wish.
before.
the
This
coordinator.
is my she's somewhere. Exactly.
I
This is
wish.
coordinating
Well,
one I
on top
just
of
somewhere.
that, we
have
Thank you
to
very
that.
much,
A
guys.
very big thank you for always staying tuned. NHF never finished. Now we'll go see the continue next week. Thank you very much, Mr. Debo, for the perfect delivery.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Our viewers on top of
Debo,
that.
thank you so much
Slimmy.
for coming. Yeah, of course, you already know, say we get other lovable programs, so stay tuned. WAP TV continues.
Yes,
Follow
goodbye.
my social media handle.